Hello everyone and welcome to the lesson. The topic is forensic accounting. Today we are going to study the regulations and standards on forensic accounting. Welcome to the lesson. Now, candidates, here in Kenya, forensic accounting is regulated by various laws, regulations, and professional standards. In today's lesson, we are going to highlight the key regulations and standards that apply to forensic accounting in Kenya. The first is the Companies Act. One, Companies Act. The Companies Act. Now, the Companies Act provides regulations and guidelines for the formation, operation, and management of companies in Kenya. And this act includes provisions related to financial reporting, auditing, and corporate governance, which are essential areas of forensic accounting. So if you are to do forensic accounting, then the Companies Act is a document that you may be referring to from time to time, because it is the Companies Act that provides regulations and guidelines for formation, operation, and management of companies in Kenya. And there are provisions on auditing, there are provisions on financial reporting, and there are also provisions on corporate governance, which are essential areas of forensic accountants, for forensic accountants. Number two is the Public Financial Management Act. The PFM Act. The Public Financial Management Act. Now, candidates, the Public Financial Management Act governs the management and control of public finances in Kenya. This act establishes the rules. This act establishes the regulations and procedures for financial reporting, procedures for auditing, procedures for accountability in the public sector. So forensic accountants may be involved in investigating financial irregularities and fraud within public institutions. And therefore, the Public Financial Management Act may also be relevant in forensic accounting. Public Financial Management Act. The third one is the Accountants Act. The Accountants Act. The Accountants Act. The Accountants Act establishes the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya as the professional body responsible for regulating the accountancy profession in Kenya. This act sets out the requirements for professional accountants, including forensic accountants, regarding qualifications, registration, and ethical conduct. So a forensic accountant may also find the Accountants Act very useful in carrying out his or her duties. Accountants Act. Number 4, International Standards on Auditing. The ISAS, International Standards on Auditing. Now, forensic accountants in Kenya are expected to follow the International Standards on Auditing issued by the International Auditing and Assurance Standards Board. And these standards provide guidelines on the responsibilities, the procedures, and reporting of auditors, including forensic auditors. It's very important, and Kenya adopts international standards on auditing. This is international standards on auditing, which are applicable here in Kenya. 5. Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants. Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants. Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants. Candidates, the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya has a code of ethics for professional accountants that sets out ethical principles and standards for accountants in Kenya, including the forensic accountants. And forensic accountants are required to adhere to these ethical guidelines, which include integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, professional competence, and due care, and so on. Professional behavior as well. Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants as issued by ISPAC. Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants. Forensic accountants are professional accountants. Okay? The 6th point is what we call POCAMLA. 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 POCAMLA stands for Proceeds of Crime. Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering. Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering. Laundering means cleaning. Laundry, like this court took it from the laundry the other day. So laundering, money can also be laundered. Money can be cleaned. So proceeds of crime and anti-money laundering. POCAMLA. POCAMLA. Po, P, then this O, C, A, M, La, Act. Okay? POCAMLA. Proceeds of crime and money laundering. This S stands for Act. Now, candidates, POCAMLA provides measures to prevent and combat money laundering and the financing of terrorism in Kenya. And therefore, forensic accountants may be involved in investigating financial transactions and assisting in the reporting of suspicious activities required by the Act. So when carrying out forensic accounting, the forensic accountants may, from time to time, make reference to the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act. We are studying regulations and standards on forensic accounting. The Evidence Act is another record, important one. Evidence Act. The Evidence Act. The Evidence Act governs the admissibility and the presentation of evidence in legal proceedings in Kenya. And forensic accountants may need to comply with the Act when presenting their findings, when presenting their evidence in court or other dispute resolution processes. The Evidence Act. Then we have the Data Protection Act. Data Protection Act. Data Protection Act. This with the data privacy and confidentiality. Forensic accountants handle sensitive financial information during investigations. So they must comply with the data privacy and confidentiality laws, such as the Data Protection Act. So candidates, these are some of the key regulations and standards that are relevant to forensic accounting here in Kenya. And therefore, it is important for forensic accountants practicing in Kenya to stay updated on any changes or updates to the regulations, as well as standards, and ensure compliance with specific requirements or provisions as stipulated within these documents. So as a forensic accountant, you must be well versed with the provisions of the Companies Act, the Public Financial Management Act, because forensic accountant may be called upon to carry out investigations in public institutions. There's the Accountants Act, International Standards on Auditing, Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act, the Evidence Act, and Data Protection Act. So thank you for attending the lesson. We will meet in our next session as we wind up our studies on forensic accounting. Bye-bye.